Most of us in this room today are almost done with college. I have 2 more semesters left. I can't lie, I'm kind of nervous. It scares me whenever I think about after my scholarship is over, when I actually have to apply for a job and come up with my own money for rent every month. Will I go back to eating one meal a day, maybe none? Or worse, will I not have enough funds to support myself that I end up having to move back in with my mom and my dad? Have I learned enough in school to get me a good job after I'm done playing ball? Was getting A's and B's and graduating from college going to be enough? Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about some of the cons of college. College is very necessary. Now, before I start, I want to let you guys know, all the teachers, no disrespect to you guys. I feel like you guys are awesome, and it's a system, and you're just doing your job, and you also have to make money because that's what the world is about. So no disrespect to you by any means. First off, I want to talk about the class structure. I feel like classes are very rushed. Classes, we have 50-minute classes, hour and 15. And it doesn't give the teacher enough time to really get through what she has to say, get her message through. Usually you hit his or her. Usually they're rushing through their slides, they're rushing through their PowerPoints, and as students we're trying to take notes, and they gotta skip a PowerPoint. We only have 75% of it done, so now we're left to try to find that in the book when we get home, or hopefully she puts the PowerPoints up when we get back home so we can look at them by ourselves. But like I said, it's not on the teacher because she only has 50 minutes to an hour, or probably 3, that she has to get in that gap of work. And it forces us to take halfway notes, which leaves us unprepared for the test. And it's actually hard. It makes it hard for students to actually want to take notes. So I know when it happens to me, when it happens to me at least 2 times, the teacher will skip a slide when I'm not finished writing. I would personally put my pencil down and just start listening, or sometimes I'll just even look at my phone because it really just distracts me, and it makes me kind of get aggravated really fast. We have material being presented once and we move on. So this is a big problem here. Like I said, we're rushing, so the material has to be done so fast because they have to get a certain section in or a certain chapter in a day. So we only go over it once, and then it's our job to go home, which gives us excessive homework and papers. It's our job to go home and look over at that chapter by ourselves after that one section, which is completely fine. We're all grown here, but I feel like after a while, sometimes we don't even finish it all, and we end up doing it by ourselves. We end up having to learn it by ourselves, and that's a big problem with this class stuff that's going on. So excessive homework, also excessive papers. How many of you guys ever felt like, I know it's just not me, you ever ask yourself, like, does the teacher ever think about, I have more than one class? Have you ever asked yourself that? Anybody? I have more than one class. Now, I know the teachers have been through it and stuff like that, so they probably don't care, but it kind of aggravates me sometimes when they assign a 5 to 7 page paper, then I have an assignment due at 12 tonight, plus I gotta go to work at 12 to 5, and I gotta come back and try to complete all this stuff. And I have work to do for 6 classes. I feel like we're smart enough to pass the classes, but we're not applying ourselves. We don't have enough time just because we have so much in our regular life. Then we have to come back and try to sit down and study right after we're finished, and we're all worn out and stuff like that. So we're failing classes that we can properly pass just because we're so tired and worn out after our day is over with. Not that we're not smart enough. The reason being is that we just don't have enough time. Time management. This is a major problem right here to me. GEs for undeclared majors. The reason why it's a question mark there is we pay. I looked it up. It was a Fresno State website. I forgot exactly what it was, but we pay $2,871 a semester, as well as additional fees, parking, whatever it be. But that's not even including if you stay in a dorm. And also, and this is coming out of our pockets. This is money we're going to eventually either have to pay back or pay now. Problem with this, I feel like some of the GEs, we just graduated high school. So why would we have to come into college and take 2 more years of high school? There should be no reason why we're coming in and taking a GE math if we already did trigonometry and higher maths in high school. We graduated. So 2000. This is we do this for 2 years. We pay this for 2 years. That's 4 semesters. And if we can knock that out, some of us, if we know our major, we shouldn't have to take that. We should be able to go right into our major. That would be 2 years, not be less money out of our pockets. Now, if you have a problem and if you come into college, if you don't know what your situation is, you're undeclared, you don't know what you want to do, then that's fine. Take the GE classes if that's fine. You have enough money for it. But I don't see a reason for us to be forced to take it if it's our money. If this is our $2,000 coming out of our pockets, why would they make us pay the money ourselves? If we're paying for it, we should be able to pick our classes. So I feel like that's a really huge deal. That's probably one of my main pet peeves. My third topic is the loss of confidence. Students have test anxiety. Some students learn different. I personally hate tests. I get into a test, I'll know the information, and I'll come sit down. I really hate the testing center. I'm glad they stopped making us go over there. I'll come in there, and sometimes I zone out in the space. I just sit there. I forget I'm taking the test. I end up going back down. I don't know what it is, but it's just hard for me to perform well on tests. I don't do really good, and I know I'm not the only one here. So I feel like the classes that have 3 tests and a writing assignment, it's not fair to a student that's not good at test taking, because they're not going to perform at their best level. But like I said, it's not the teacher's fault, because it's not their interest. It's not their decision. Actually, it kind of is. They could set it up that way, but they chose to do three exams. So in a way, I have to change what I'm saying right now, because the teacher had the opportunity to either have more work assignments to help those people that are not good at tests, but they chose to have 3 exams. So that's something I feel like needs to change, because some people, it lowers their self-esteem. I was online, I was reading an article, and it was this teen girl. She wanted to be a doctor. Her name was Rima. She from Delhi, I think that's Delhi. She committed suicide over a test exam. She failed, and she came home. She wrote a letter. She wanted to be a doctor. She's really smart, and it's in my work site. You guys should go check this out after. But she went home. She felt her confidence was all messed up. She had a lack of confidence, and she told her parents that she wanted to donate her eyes and her organs to a scientist or whatever to do work with, and she committed suicide over a test.
Wow. So
So people don't understand that. We sometimes don't understand that tests and exams is not everything. It's not our whole lives. And she could have been some kind of important doctor. We never even know. She could have been an eye doctor, whatever it been, and she never even had the chance over 1 exam. So think about that. Juggling classes with life. That's the hardest part about college. Just like you said, we're all trying to make money here, and trying to find a job. Like I said, it's scary. Just thinking about your future after this, because you have something to do right now. Your time slots are filled right now. You have class, even though you don't want to go. You're thinking about it the wrong way, because right now, thank God, we have something to come to. But in a minute, when it's all over, you graduate, and when you have that paper, then it's like, okay, where do I apply my knowledge to? So that's the hardest part for people, and that's where who you know comes into play. So in conclusion, I feel like we need to stop rushing classes and minimize writing prompts. I feel like 5 pages to 6 pages is enough. There should be no reason why we're going over that. If we get to 10 to 12, I feel like we're just cramming and just, okay, we got to 8. If I can just push this out, we end up saying the same thing, and we end up getting in trouble, or we end up getting marked down on the test. If you don't want to be a writer, then I see no reason for you to go over 10 to 12 pages. Stop forcing people to go through GE classes. No classes should rely on tests. And college is important, but we need to make some changes. College is very necessary. This last one right here, college is needed for connections. College is very necessary because of the connections you make. I know a lot of people that have great jobs over the connection that they made in college. That's the most important part that you need to go to college for. I feel like it's more than that. That's a bigger part than that's about 75% of it. The other 25% is the schoolwork. When you meet somebody that's going to be a boss and they give you a call from college, hey, remember I remember you, whatever like that. I would like to offer you a job. I remember how smart you were, help me on the test or whatever like that. That's just from who you know right there. You just got a job, and I've seen it happen in the business that I will be working for when I'm done here. It's happened to about 3 people that I've seen that went to Florida State with somebody. Now he's in Fresno now working for our company. And it's just amazing how college, the connections you make with people, and I feel like that's the most important part of college, if you ask me, along with the education, because we do need certain classes, but I feel like we need to have a better structure. And if we do these things, I feel like we would have more successful people, like more people that finish, actually want to go to college, come in and actually stay in, and more people that graduate. Thank you for listening today.